A community is a group of people who all share common goals, thoughts, and beliefs to the cause that they serve. But beyond shared values, a true community is built on mutual support and collective action. In order for the Black Lives Matter movement community to continue to grow and evolve, they need to be given a bigger platform to maintain its momentum and impact in a political climate. For the longest time, the Black Lives Matter movement has served as a beacon of hope to the people and voices of Black America. Systemic racism has always been something that occurs in the United States. Dating back to the Civil Rights Movement, there were many huge moments and movements that sparked racism, such as segregation laws, beatings, and even murders of Black people, and stands of protest that often resulted in the assaults of Black people. Although time has passed, these memories and important moments of history have never been forgotten. They continue to fuel the hope and goals of today's Black Lives Matter movement community. While this is very important, it makes no difference if there is no way of getting the agenda and message out to the world. Without the appropriate approach to extend the audience, all that the Black Lives Matter community were working towards would be for nothing. One of the biggest issues with the Black Lives Matter community is the lack of support they both get and feel from a political standpoint. The Movement for Black Lives, also known as M4BL, makes an important statement on this matter. Black people have bravely and brilliantly been a driving force pushing toward collective liberation. In recent years, we have taken to the streets, launched massive campaigns, and impacted elections. But our elected leaders have failed to address the legitimate demands of our movement. We can no longer wait. While it may be shocking to consider the fact that these demands from the BLM movement haven't been addressed, it's also important to think about the following things. Number one, Black Lives Matter became popular in the year 2020 when coronavirus hit the United States like a truck. Everyone during those times were practically glued to their televisions due to boredom. This led to many more viewers for the news. Number two, as we all know, 2020 was also the year that George Floyd, a Black American man, was killed by a police officer by suffocation to the neck. It sparked global protests against police brutality and systemic racism, which significantly influenced the Black Lives Matter movement and caused widespread calls for justice reform. Since then, more Black lives have been taken, but less and less people chose to speak about them. Even less than that supported the Black Lives Matter movement community. It seemed as though after George Floyd and Breonna Taylor's death, no one had anything to say about the BLM movement or stopped caring about Black voices altogether. But no one actually remembered that nothing changed about the status of racism in America. In an educational article by Brookings, there is something very powerful that is stated about the aftermath of George Floyd's case. To make real progress and create systemic change, we need comprehensive police reform at the federal, state, and local level. Anything short of that will not ease the pain and suffering that takes place regularly in the United States. As well stated as the previously mentioned Brookings educational article, the only way to be heard as the Black Lives Matter community is to first be respected as a whole. That begins with focusing on long-term policy advocacy and community education. While protests do raise awareness, policy changes are what ultimately shifts systems. Many people in the BLM movement community seek change and equality, but don't possess the tools or information to achieve it. By creating and building a policy-based organization that can outline concrete policy demands such as banning chokeholds, demilitarizing police departments, and improving accountability measures. While it may seem impossible to accomplish right away, there are tools available to aid the creation of these organizations. These can be toolkits, online training, partnerships with legal and policy experts that can be scaled affordably. The second possible solution for the Black Lives Matter movement community to be heard is to invest in local grassroots leadership. This may seem confusing or a bit of a mouthful, but to put it plainly, Local organizations are the way to go when it comes to making the voices of the BLM movement community heard. Many of the movement's most powerful actions are created from local organizations who know their communities the best. At times, though, these organizations lack the experience, funding, and overall facilities to make things happen. This is where investing in grassroots chapters comes in. A great example of this is the Movement for Black Lives, also known as M4BL, a popular organization that supports the continuous fight for Black Lives Matter. They have done many things to ultimately help their cause, like developing a funding framework that helps distribute resources to local organizations. By intentionally investing in grassroots chapters, the movement can grow from the ground up with stronger structure and less burnout. This is feasible because national chapters and large donors can create transparency-focused grant systems that funnel resources directly to trusted community groups. It keeps the power in the hands of the people most affected. The reason why I mention transparency within financial affairs is because there are times when these matters can get out of hand. In an article by the New York Times, a situation with a Black Lives Matter organization is brought attention to. In a very public dispute, several chapters within the national organization known as the Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation broke away, claiming that the group's national leaders have failed to provide financial transparency or include the chapters in decision making. Situations like these are reasons why it is important to have a fully functional organization that are all on the same page. While it should go without saying that the Black Lives Matter movement community was created for the purpose of uplifting the Black community and promoting the overall message that Black lives genuinely do deserve respect, there is the counter-argument that these solutions will provide no change or difference to the Black Lives Matter movement. In concern to investing in grassroots organizations, people argue that giving additional resources to chapters are deemed risky. Along with that, there's the possibility that the money could be mismanaged and a disagreement could occur regarding on how the money should be distributed. That in itself is a valid concern, but it actually reinforces the need for transparency tools and shared leadership models. Many successful organizations already use community-based grant systems with clear reporting processes. With accountability structures in place, funding local groups actually reduces the risk of disconnect between national leadership and the communities on the ground. Regarding policy advocacy and community education, people may argue that not every BLM supporter is an expert in policy matters, and that it should be considered unrealistic to expect grassroots communities to push complicated legislation. Also, people may argue that education takes a long time, while protests get attention fast, which leads up to the ultimate question: won't education slow down momentum? It's true that policy work can seem intimidating, but that's exactly why education and collaboration are critical. Advocacy doesn't have to mean doing it all alone. Partnering with legal organizations, schools, and universities can bridge the gap. Civic education builds power, and when people understand how the system works, they can help change it. The Black Lives Matter movement community has made a powerful impact by speaking truth to injustice, but it continues to face deep challenges, from maintaining unity to translating protests into lasting change. By investing in local grassroots leadership and building stronger education around policy and civic engagement, the movement can become even more resilient and effective. These solutions aren't just ideas. They're already working in communities that are ready to lead. Progress won't come overnight, but with commitment, collaboration, and care, the Black Lives Matter community can continue to shape a more just and equitable future. No one but us understands what it's like to be discriminated against and constantly victims of racism. According to Psychology Today, science explains just how the stress of racism changes the brain and increases an individual's risk of medical issues. Not only is racism harmful mentally, but it is physically as well. Change begins when we decide not to just raise our voices, but to keep building after the noise fades. We must continue to take action to advocate for the Black people of America. Thank you.